aging populations versus the millennials. More millionaires are made through real estate through any other means. My name's David.Rosen. This is my video blog. Hi, my name is David.Rosen, and today we're going to talk about a macroeconomic trend. People over the age of 65 versus people under the age of 40. The two biggest parts of the American population are over 65 or under 40. And this has a very, very impactful outcome on our economic position throughout all sectors, especially housing. As massive amounts of assets, that includes jewelry, watches, but most importantly real estate, comes out of the old people's possession and into the younger people's possession, that will create a downward pressure on prices. Right now we live in a relatively tight housing market, and there's actually more and more people than ever, so that it creates more and more demand on housing. But ignoring the demand, just focusing on the supply, we are going to see a flood of supply over the next 20-30 years as those people either pass on through inheritance or sell and move to other places, those homes, which is a big force. Number two, there's a low birth rate really in America. Throughout the Western world, there's a lower birth rate. My grandfather had 27 siblings. Okay, that's kind of crazy, but I have one half sister. So, I think a lot of people know that story. If you meet someone with 6 kids today who's under 40, it's not common. Most Western Americans, it's just not as common because it's hard to raise kids economically to have more than 2 kids. And also the younger generation is relatively poor. Our dollar doesn't go as far. So as we're talking about the downward pressure on prices as more properties enter the market because people are dying, properties that are in bad condition, by the way, we also have people who would buy them have less money, and it's a question of how much demand they have. I won't say they have no demand. I'd actually say they have a lot of demand. So 3, all of these factors can change. People are living longer. We have no clarity on how properties will disseminate to a younger generation. We also do know that millennials are the richest generation. People under 38 years old actually have more money collectively than any other generation. And there are forming households. Despite a low birth rate, despite not having great economic positions, they have more money than the people 10 years and 20 years older than them. They weren't as negatively impacted by the financial crisis, and I think they will absorb that property. What I would say is that as the aging population bequeaths to the younger population their assets, we will see recessionary periods at times, but there will be booms in companies and practitioners who help improve and sell those properties. And more than any other macroeconomic trend, the caring for the old, the dispossession of the assets of the older people, and that transition from the greatest and baby boomer generations to the millennial generation will be the major trade wind of the entire global and American economy. Thanks. My name is David.Rosen. If you want to understand in more detail how this might affect you, please email me, call me, or message me on social media. I can't wait to talk to you. Thanks.